What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY and the overall markets. I'm also going to talk about why next week is going to be very big for Tesla when earnings is coming out. And a big piece of news that also came out today. But just note that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Webull link. If you deposit any amount of money, you're guaranteed 12 free stocks. If you deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 in total. And deposit $25,000 more, and you're guaranteed 75. The offer ends very soon in just 13 days. Anyways, now let's talk about the market. So Tesla's once again in a very, very interesting consolidation phase right now, going back and forth and back and forth. The reason for this is because Tesla is just waiting for the big earnings report that's coming out for next week. Tesla also underperformed compared to the market because ever since the whole robotaxi event, which was just about a little bit over a week ago, Tesla has been on a decline. Now, we were trying to base that this 215 support. It's close to our key EMA on the daily time frame. And as of recent, Tesla was very, very choppy. Today, specifically, Tesla underperformed compared to the market, and that was partly because of this news. There's been some negative news that came out. So there have been instances where FSD was active for Tesla, and within 30 seconds, they ended up, the Teslas have struck some pedestrians, which led to some fatalities. Very, very sad to see this. It's not the best of news. So that's why the NHTSA is coming out and they're going to be assessing Tesla's FSD. They're also going to be looking at Tesla's methods at trying to solve the problems by investigating the software updates. And they're going to be doing a very, very meticulous investigation on this. This is pretty big news. I found that this is going to be affecting over 2 million Teslas from the Model Ys to Model X to almost every single one of their models from 2016 to 2024 for the Model S, 2017 to 2024 for the Model X, and the Model 3 from 2020 to 2024, not to mention the Cybertruck. So a bunch of Teslas are going to be impacted by this, especially as time goes on. We'll see what they end up finding. I want to just note to everyone that despite the fact that there are flaws in FSD and it's not a perfect software for now, I just want to say that FSD is still a work in progress and it's working for a bigger goal, which is going to actually save more lives and eventually reduce more conflicts. So please do not just throw hands at Tesla and say it's not working, this and that, because Tesla's working on it. And as time goes on, I do believe Tesla will achieve autonomy. But I don't think we're going to be achieving that in the near term. It may take many years for us to get there. And also, excuse me, ultimately, as more and more cars have this, the less likely they are to cause fatalities and actually save more lives. So I think Tesla's doing a great job at trying to, develop FSD, but the process is very strenuous and there are going to be many flaws that happen and possibly even some instances like what we saw before. So I'm not going to throw any hands and say Tesla's responsible for this or that. I'm just trying to say that the NHTSA is going to be investigating them, and that's not necessarily the best of news. But besides that, we have another big catalyst for Tesla that's going to be even more important, at least for the longer term. That's going to be the next earnings report. So for the week, on Monday, we have very, very minor earnings, just a couple of banks and a few more. On Tuesday, we have Verizon, GM, and a few others, which is quite minor, but there might be some volatility for communications because of that. And Wednesday is going to be a big day because we have AT&T and T and Coca-Cola in the morning. Then we have Tesla and IBM announcing earnings after market close. For the rest of the week after that, things are going to be more minors. We just have like American Airlines and a few more. But as far as Tesla goes, it's going to be a very important earnings report. It's going to give us more insights about what Tesla's planning on doing and how this ends up affecting their overall company. So I can't wait to see what Elon Musk and the team end up announcing. I'm very excited to see what they tell us about FSD and their new developments and also what they see for their guidance. That's going to be very, very key for them. Could the share price absolutely explode and rocket back up, or is the share price about to see a rug pull? That's going to depend, namely, on earnings. So that's why the share price is consolidating right this. If we're bullish after earnings, it is possible we try to get back to the 240s. And for bearish, we could be dumping all the way back down to the 200 flats area, if not the 190s. So please keep that in mind, guys. That's what I'm seeing for the time being. For more factors out there, I just want to say that for Monday, there's not really much coming out. It's just a couple of bill auctions and very minor data. For Tuesday, we have very, very minor data as well. We just have some manufacturing numbers. Wednesday, it's very minor, just a few Fed speakers in the Fed beige book. Thursday, I'm not seeing much, just some global composite data. And then besides that, it's going to be a very quiet data week. There's not really much coming out next week. And then there's not much going on with SPY's options chain. If anything, there's less options expiring than before. So that is all I am seeing, at least for the markets thus far. That's all I'm seeing for now. What is my view of Tesla? Honestly, guys, Tesla is not going to do much until we get closer to earnings. Next week, there could be more volatility coming because it's earnings week, but we're not going to see a much larger move until closer to like Tuesday/Wednesday. And going into Monday, there might be some more consolidation in this range. Tesla may trade sideways between the 220 area for now, and then there's going to be a big move coming out the closer we get to Wednesday. I'm just going to go over a couple of tickers in this video. For SPY, we look more bullish as we're holding our 20 EMA. We need to lose 582 to even start looking bearish, and if 578 breaks, we turn even more bearish. Otherwise, as long as we hold those supports, we are favoring a test of all-time highs at 586 to 587. So I favor the upside a little bit more. For Nvda, we are just kind of consolidating. As long as we don't lose 136, we could retest 138 and just continue to shop. For ES, we're also looking a little bit more bullish as long as we hold our 20 EMA at 58.88. The chart is favoring the 59.20 area, so it still looks a little bit more bullish. For Bitcoin, we pumped very, very nice. We're going to be looking to see if we dip a bit more. We're looking at our main support at this 67,314 area. As long as we don't lose that, we favor upside. We could dip a bit to this imbalance, taking us down to 67,688 before it tries to bounce. But overall, Bitcoin is on an uptrend. For NQ looks more bullish as long as we don't lose 20,400 and 20,378. This chart is favoring us trying to break above 20,600. So I think NQ has more upside potential for the 20,500s. So give this some time. For the QQQ is looking more bullish as it's trying to hold this support. As long as we don't lose 493 and 490, we will attempt to rebound. If we could try to break 495, there's going to be a nice imbalance up here. So I think we could be pushing higher. There's a good chance this tries to push from here. But I think that the chart is favoring upside as long as we don't lose 493, and 496 could be coming very soon. For other stocks like Apple, Apple's doing a good job at holding up. I do want to call out that the high at 237 is a very tough resistance. And every time we hit that area, we have rejected. So there is a risk of Apple dipping a little bit, maybe coming back down to the 233 area for a slight dip. Just because it dips a little bit, it does not mean it's going to last forever. So it could bounce later on, but that's what I'm seeing for now. Netflix looks more bullish. We're looking for 770s or potential targets. Looking pretty good, but just be careful the higher we go because it becomes more risky. I want to call out AMD. I have it right over here. Sorry about that. This is AMD right here. We look more bearish. We need to reclaim 157 and then 160. If we don't reclaim at least 157, I see a risk of 155. And if that fails, we're going to likely fill the gap down to 150. So I see some downside potential in this chart. Amazon looks a little bit weak. We could be dipping back down to about 186.9. It's about 187.75. So the 187 area is going to be likely coming for this attempts to rebound. For Meta, we could also be dipping a little bit lower. We're actually on a bit of a downtrend right here with the double top. If we don't reclaim 580, we're at risk of coming down lower. And I think that we could be dipping back down to about 571. Microsoft could also be kind of consolidating. We might be hitting 420 and just continue that sideways price action. Google may also do the same thing as we're making lower highs. So it might be testing 165, just continue to consolidate for now. But if we don't reclaim 165, we're at risk of dipping lower. So look for some consolidation, maybe a small dip on Google going into next week. And that is pretty much it for this video. So I want to make this video kind of short for you guys because we have the weekend coming up. I will be back tomorrow, tomorrow to talk about what I think is going to pan out for the future of the markets. So be on the lookout for my video. Until then, please enjoy your day, night, or evening, wherever you guys are around the world. And I'll be back tomorrow for another update. Enjoy your Friday, guys. Thank you for listening. Have a great weekend and peace out.